You're still watching TVC Breakfast. Now, Nigeria has recorded a major medical breakthrough. Professor Kingsley Ekweme, a UK-trained consultant, urological and robotic surgeon, has successfully performed West Africa's first ever robotic prostate cancer surgery right here in Lagos. Now, the procedure was carried out at the prostate clinic using the advanced Da Vinci robotic surgical system, a technology that offers high precision, less blood, and faster recovery for patients. Now, until now, robotic prostate surgery was only available in South Africa, forcing many Nigerians to travel abroad at a high cost. But with this success, Nigeria has become the first country in West Africa to offer robotic-assisted prostate cancer treatment, bringing world-class healthcare closer to home. Joining us live in the studio for this conversation is the man behind this historic achievement, Professor Kingsley Ekweme. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm very
Looking
good.
all
Thank
smart.
You so much.
Let me get my handshake from the professor himself. Thank you very much for joining us. But when we had this morning, prior to that, our very own Olamide had brought the story on Trending Now, and I'm like, wow. How did he do it? But we have you here now to do all that explanation. Prior to this, we know that South Africa was the only place, and a lot of Nigerians have to travel. It's expensive. But this is you now bringing it home. But my question is, like I was speaking to you before, we came live, how many people will be very comfortable with it? For me, I'm going to be wondering, a robot, how is it going to work? Is it a robot that'll be cutting me? The way we Nigerians think. So I want you to break it down for me. When this surgery happens using technology and the robot, what really happens to the human body and the prostate? Okay,
so that's a very good question, and thank you for having me today. So the robotic systems, they have three components. So you have what we call the patient side cart, which is actually the robot, like you see robots on sci-fi or movies and things like that. It's got 4 arms, and each arm holds instruments. Traditionally, when you do keyhole surgery, you have a human being who holds the camera for you while you put in the keyholes, and then you start to manipulate it. For something like prostatectomy, which is removing the prostate, it takes a long time. So you can imagine a surgeon standing for 4 or 5 hours doing operation. They get tired. So you can see why the robot is so important. That the robot holds those instruments, never gets tired, can function, can do anything that you want. The surgeon sits in a remote side of the theater in a console. And in the console, the picture you showed, I was standing and holding on the console, which is where I sit. And then I look into the lens. It magnifies every structure 10 times the human eye. So you can see in great detail and also in 3D. So you see the structures the way you can never see it, even looking at the television like this.
Wow.
And the picture you're showing now is a laparoscopic procedure, which is manual, but that's the robot. That's the robot being docked into the human being.
Wow.
And then you perform the surgery.
Just quickly. So you sit down, you don't do anything. You just sit down and watch the robot. I need Nigerians to get it clear. I need them to understand perfectly.
So when I sit down, I hold 2 consoles. And then whatever movement I make, the robot makes. So I'm the one operating. There are clutches and pedals on the floor, like you're driving a car. You don't look at them, so you can switch which arm you want to move, switch this one you want to move. It's quite complex.
Very complex.
And then you can move the camera in and out as you want, and the robot arms can go
flexible.
Yes, just like human arm. The human arm has 7 degrees of freedom. And the robot has that. So the robot mimics the human arm exactly. If I do my wrist like this, the robot will be like that. So the arms move. I want to get a structure, I move in, and then I can dissect it and peel off all the tissues that you don't want to damage.
Apparently, the robot was created for that.
Yes.
I have an old friend that when he hears things like this, he will say technology. that will be it. But before we expatiate some more about the technology involved and how it came up, because at the end of the day, I'll ask you the cost of having stuff like that and how it impacts on the cost if I want to have a treatment. But first of all, just explain to us what prostatitis is, so we know why it is so necessary for us to get it fixed.
Yes, thank you. The important question. You see, we're all blacks. And unfortunately, being black is bad for prostate cancer.
Whoa.
If you're a black man, you are twice more likely to develop prostate cancer in your lifetime compared to white people. And not only that, if you do develop it, it's more likely to be aggressive. You're more likely to die from it. Okay, so every bad feature of prostate cancer is associated with being black.
Sorry, sir, before you go further, could you bring up the biological reason for that?
Yes, so we don't actually know exactly the biological reason why is a black man more predisposed, but these have been confirmed in observational studies. Unfortunately, there are no such studies in Nigeria, for example, you know, the most populous black nation. You don't have studies that try to look into this. So I'm hoping that we can set up one or two research and trying to look at the epidemiology and trying to study it and understand it in great detail. But most studies would have come from the US. Huge population studies, and because they've got blacks. And so we know that. But we also know that black people, when they migrate to places like America, the diet will change, environmental factors will come into play. So there are one or two confounding factors that could also predispose black men outside Nigeria, and diet and all those things that might have changed. So the exact causal effect is unknown, but there is no doubt that race, being black, is a contributory factor to prostate cancer.
Wow.
That's been established.
Wow.
In all the studies, yes.
You've been handling this case for quite a long time now.
Yes.
There are lines of questions I want to bring out, but the first thing is, how did you get into this breakthrough of going robotics to do this operation?
Yeah, so in the UK, during my training, okay, I'll give you just a short statistic. Assuming 100 of us in my year of training, 95% didn't want to do what I do now because it is very tedious, to the training. And so the vast majority of my colleagues wanted to do something that is, you know, less tedious, stone surgery, or do something else. But I decided to go into robotics. In 2005, that was when the first version of Da Vinci robot was actually done. The first surgery was actually done in Germany. And so the development started, and I went into robotic surgery because I wanted to do it. I thought that today it would be something that is interesting, and I won a prize, scholarship prize for my research in prostate, which I used the money to travel as well, to go. But you have to travel and come back to UK with your expertise. So I went to Paris. I wanted to fine-tune one or two things with my technique. So I spent some time doing it, and then when I came back to UK, my technique was perfect. You
know, but let me come to you with this question. I know we're talking about robotic and all of that, but let's talk about prostate cancer itself, because oftentimes we hear that when men get older, they are prone. I'm not a man, but well, correct me if I'm wrong. When men get older, when men get older, they are prone to you know, prostate. And what are some of the reasons? Some people have said sexual intercourse. Some people say the more you have, I know it's morning TV, but some people say the more you have sexual intercourse, or if you don't. Like, there's been so many narratives. But I just want you, as a doctor here, professor, I want you to clear the air. You know, what are some of the reasons why we see most men in their elder age get this prostate?
Okay, there are 3 established risk factors for prostate cancer. 3. We've talked about one, which is race, being black. Secondly, age.
So it has nothing to do with sexual intercourse? Have they been lying to us?
Absolutely nothing to do with sexual intercourse. You can have sex 1 million times a year. You can still develop prostate cancer.
So they've been lying to us, actually.
Yes. So, and the third one is family history. Very important, and I want the listeners to hear this. If you have a family history of prostate cancer, your father had prostate cancer, your brother, your uncle, first-degree relatives, you really, really, really need to have your PSA, which is blood test for prostate cancer, checked. You're almost 3 times likely to have prostate cancer young, and And, you know, when you have prostate cancer in those clusters of families, we now know there is a genetic malformation. And we can now test the genetics, actually. So if your father had it, we can do genetic studies on you and determine if you have a mutation in the breast cancer gene, actually. The same gene that gives women breast cancer has been identified to give men prostate cancer. So we know it runs in families. So if you have family history of prostate cancer, you should start checking your blood tests from the age of 45.
Wow.
Yeah.
that makes it very interesting because, as she said, we've had all sorts of stories.
Yes.
And, you know, we are not medical people, so we are prone to believing whatever we hear. So when we have the opportunity of having somebody like you close by, we want to milk you of information like that. That settles that side. Yes. Let us look at the economics of doing this thing, you know. But first of all, the cost of all the machines that you need to get, and have you established it here in Lagos? Is it right here? All the equipment and the rest are right here. We also heard that the procedure is painless. That is the most interesting side for me because I have a very low threshold for pain.
We all do.
So if it is painless, it is more attractive.
Yes.
But can the average salary earner, you know, afford it?
Yes, I feel that an average salary earner can afford it.
But let's even ask the question: how much is it to do it here? That should be first.
You know, we try to run away from asking exactly naira and kobo. Yes,
so that we can know.
It's not going to be too naira.
I'll answer his question because one, the machine is here, and by the way. You can hear about robots. You know, robot has to have, you know, you need to have technological reliability. So the Da Vinci system is the gold standard robot that's been approved, that's been used, time tested. 17 million operations have been done successfully with the Da Vinci system worldwide. And every year you have nearly 3 million operations done on the machine. We understand it. We know how safe it is. And that is the machine that we have here in Lagos.
Wow.
And last week, we celebrated the 50th successful case. 50th. We have done 50 robotic cases in Nigeria, and there's not been any problem. The engineers from UK, US, they came, they trained Nigerians to do it. This is not foreigners doing it. Nigerians. And at the prostate clinic, 90% of my staff are Gen Zs. Because I want to prove that Gen Zs can be reliable and they have intelligence, and all you need to do is to give them the equipment and support, and they will perform.
But sir, you've not answered our question yet. So we are talking about if salary earners can afford it. So let us know.
Salary earner, you have to quantify what salary earner is.
That's what I'm asking, how much is it? That's what I'm asking, how much is the procedure?
Okay, so the procedure is probably 30% of what it is in the UK.
You're being diplomatic.
No. 30% less.
No, 30% of the cost in UK is what
don't worry.
Without having to fly.
How much is it in
without
the UK?
having to
fly. How much is it in the UK?
In the UK, you can do your calculation. In the UK, it ranges between 23 to 25,000 pounds.
Wow.
What?
Okay.
To do it.
No,
and
so
then you're doing it for a fraction.
Yes.
No, but you're doing it for a fraction. You don't have to fly.
Yes. Okay.
Before I came home to do this, it's been a dream for 10 years. But I've treated Nigerians who come to me in UK. They fly. My secretary would arrange a flat. Nigerians don't like to stay in one room. I mean, if I would have thought one room is okay. They want a flat, and some of them will request for a flat with balcony. And you know, in UK, balconies are not very, most of the hotels don't have balcony. So you have to find a flat with balcony for them. Just think of the cost. You're not flying. What is the ticket to go to London now these days?
Well, Professor Kwem, I completely understand that. But let's talk about the data and statistics about this. As one who has been in this sector for quite a while, and you know, speaking of your passion, you are much aware of the number of men who are suffering this. Is there any data to show that? And number two, being that you also said that blacks are more prone to this, what can we do to prevent, you know, if it is preventable? Are there lifestyle, you know, measures we need to take to prevent this or reduce it? So first of all, data and then prevention.
Right, okay, so the data is very clear in Europe, in America, all parts of the world, but Nigeria, and I'll come to that in a minute. So if you look at worldwide, you're talking about 1.5 million prostate cancer diagnoses every year. In Europe alone, 350,000 diagnoses in the statistic of 2018. And we know that it's increasing year by year. All right? In the UK, it's the most commonest cancer in men, and you have 50,000 diagnoses. In fact, you remember it because I'm a Chelsea fan, and this Chelsea Stadium is about 52,000. So that is the number of men that have been diagnosed with prostate cancer in the UK every year, and of which 13,000 will die. Wow. In Nigeria here, we don't have statistics, and that is even the worst. But I've looked at studies that have been reported in various institutions in Nigeria, and I'll give you one. There was one from Abakaliki that was reported. What I want you to note about that study is that all the men that were looked at with prostate cancer presented with symptoms, and that will answer your question. They presented with symptoms. That is wrong. That is where you don't want to be. You want to find prostate cancer when you don't have any symptom. Because then it's curable, it's inside the prostate, we can remove it. Yeah? And maybe I should even tell you now that in the next 1 or 2 months, we're going to make and bring a breakthrough in prostate cancer treatment to close the loop. Because I have some very young 49-year-olds, 48. The youngest person I've treated in Nigeria was born 1978 with prostate cancer. His father died of prostate cancer. All right?
That's genetic.
So for men like that, if we diagnose them and the cancer is on one side of the prostate as a lump, we are now going to bring technology to kill that cancer specifically without removing the prostate. Yeah. I'm hoping that we can be able to do it in Nigeria.
We are definitely hoping for that, but I'm a very pushy person, so I'm coming back to still one question, and that question is still about cost, because I'm just reading messages from our viewers that are watching, and people are talking about Nigerians that want to do it. You are a Nigerian, you've gone far and wide, Paris, Germany, but you're back in Nigeria. I'm sure that at the end of the day, you're looking out to impact Nigerians positively. What are you doing for Nigerians that are not really doing so well? Because we know how the economy hits us as well. You are saying that, oh, 30% of it is still a lot of money for some people here. So is there anything you're doing that, oh, maybe you pay small? I know like it can be very dicey, but what are you doing for the ordinary Nigerians that have this, but they do not even have the finances to either travel or pay that 30% that you're talking about?
Yes. Okay. So I don't think it's the right time for me to say it. I will let the government be the ones to talk about this. But I think I've made that approach, and because I want to be able to treat the Nigerians. I don't believe that any man should die of prostate cancer. And so at the TPC, my guarantee to you is that nobody comes in there with prostate cancer and leaves untreated. Are
you already talking to the government?
Yes.
No, just yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So to have it lesser for...
we want to be able to treat potentially some patients for free.
Oh. All right. And very quickly, because of some fears you know, I've seen out there, if you treat it early, does that affect your sexual reproductive abilities?
Yes, very, very important. Good question. You asked me a question like I'm in a cancer conference. Yeah. So if you identify it early or localized within the prostate, you can spare the nerves. Like with the robot, 10 times magnification, you can peel the nerves and you can regain your erection. Okay, so long as you have a good erection before the operation, because mind you, some people already, they're on blood pressure tablet.
Does that affect erection?
Blood pressure tablets are the worst killers of erection.
Oh, wow.
Yes, there is no blood pressure tablet that can spare your erection. All of it, unfortunately. And that is a problem. And many Nigerians are already packing the drugs. And
no, but if you have high BP, you rather treat yourself than treat down there, of course.
Yes, because there is no option for
yeah.
you. Yeah. So the option, of course, you have to keep fit, exercise, don't be big, and all those type of things. It's well. Yeah. But they kill erection, hypertension, diabetes, tablets. So, but let's assume hypothetically that you're a man and you have good erection. We find the prostate cancer early, all right? You can have your erection back. I think I have some patients. If I knew you would ask me this, I would ask their permission if they want to talk to you.
Yeah, but will it be like before? Or there'll be a slight difference?
Or better, even.
When you guys are asking this question, it's becoming suspect.
No,
I've not tested it. You know, I mean,
we just want to know if it will be like before.
Some of them have gone on record, actually, in previous interviews to say, I had the operation, I have my erection back.
Yeah.
And one of them is a very prominent senatorial candidate. And he wanted to come out. Fair dues to him. And he came out and he spoke, and he spoke to channels.
Okay, so
it should be there in the
I really want to know your plan on mass education concerning prostatitis, and number two, will this work like any economic principle where if we have more of these hospitals with the robots and the rest, it will affect the cost?
Yes.
Are you thinking of expansion, and how fast are we thinking of that?
Yes, very important. We are going to expand robot across Nigeria. Yes, and I'm already talking with colleagues in the UK. I'm a trainer at the Royal College. So with that platform, I'm able to reach a lot of experts and colleagues and people, because I want to draw people back here to do these operations. So we're going to make it wide, and in fact, yesterday I had a meeting because we are looking at expanding it to the north and to the south. For the
so very quickly, Prof. Yes. If I wanted to get in and listening to you, how do I get access you and then come for it? Where do I go to?
My website is there. The Prostate Clinic. We have numbers, emails, WhatsApp, anything. Even if you don't think that I don't have money. Yeah. I want to talk to you. I want to reach you. I want to do tests for you. I want you to know. Don't come in when you're crippled. I've had people come. They're in a wheelchair. They can't walk.
Wow. Where is this your clinic right now? Is it
exactly.
It's in Victoria Island, number 200, Muri Okunola.
Okay.
We will treat you. We will see you. We will do your blood test. Everything there, and you can pin him. Everything is automated. We can find out all about it, and if it's simple enlargement, don't worry about erection. That's why I brought the Eurolift, which your colleague kindly profiled.
Spoke about.
Yes, because we can staple the prostate. There is no tissue removed, no gland, nobody is scratching you, no blood loss. And you will have your erection, your ejaculation, everything intact.
But you know that if there's any...
You know, when you gave the address, sorry, let me hit on her a little bit. When you gave the address, she quickly wrote it down. So, my dear...
No, I wanted to...
You're saying she has plan, isn't it?
I want to tell the audience again. So, 200 Muri Okola, because I know that there are lots of people that are facing, things like this. Because of our time, I know our time is very short, but let's just talk about, breast cancer as well. Is the robot going to think about this at some point? Are we going to do that, or we've not gotten there yet?
We've not gotten there yet, because breast cancer at the moment, the whole energy, the whole science is going into early detection. Genetics, hormone sensitivity, and things like that. Okay. But for bowel cancer in Nigeria, don't forget, I know we focus on prostate. Bowel cancer, we can do it with the robot and everything, and we can do kidney cancers. I do kidney cancer.
Professor Kwebe, we have to bring you back for a different set of other cancer
conversations. We definitely need to bring you back. Professor, thank you so much. It was beautiful to have you on the show this morning. I swear, there's a lot that has been learnt on the show. Thank you so much once again for joining us.